Good morning. This is day 66 of the Daily Spark questions. And it says, what happens when I allow sensation without interpretation? What happens when I allow sensation without interpretation? I swear, these are like really tapping into exactly what we do with somatic experiencing. So I guess I'll be talking about that a lot. I don't know what questions are coming up, but I have a feeling they're all leading into away from getting out of the mind and into the body, which of course I love that practice. And then what came up for me just reading this is the brain loves to interpret, which to me, I feel like creates separation between whatever me is and being able to feel into the sensation and allow it to be there. It's like a resistance energy. Interpretation's like the brain getting in the middle of the process and say, okay, stop. That doesn't feel great. We got to figure out what it's all about. And in doing that, it creates this separation between like the observer and the feeler of the sensation. I don't know if I've ever said that before, but it feels true. Like it's, yeah, like separating out of the sensation so I can look at it from outside of it because I don't want to feel it from inside. And then that way I can interpret it to say, oh, that's what that's about. Or this is all happening so quickly and maybe not even in awareness that it's like, oh, step outside of it, don't want to feel it, move on. So sometimes it's not even about interpretation, it's just about distancing, separation. So what happens when I allow sensation without interpretation? Well, I practice that a lot. So it's what happens usually for me is like, this is my own thing. I don't know if I do know other people feel this way because I see it in front of my own eyeballs when I'm working with clients. But if we can not separate from the sensation, but actually go deeper into it, we need allow it, because that's what this says. What happens when I allow a sensation? I think that's the biggest word, is allow it to exist. Allow ourselves to feel it. Then what tends to happen is like it might grow in intensity. If I can stay with it, stay with it, stay with it, then it can like change in some way. Like we were talking about yesterday, it might want to organize into something. Whereas before, I maybe like if the mind got involved, the separation and interpretation part would not allow it to change into something. It would just like freeze it and say, oh, that's bad, I don't want to feel it, and not allow it to change. So to me, the first thing that happens when I allow a sensation is that it wants to change. It wants to maybe grow a little bit. Sometimes I call that like a crescendo. It almost feels like a building up, and then it might move through the body. And then what happens is the body then usually has these aha moments of, oh my God. Like a lot of times things are clicking into place, meaning making is happening, but not in a forced way from the mind, like not in an interpretation way, but like a my lived truth kind of way. Like this is what I've, like the real me is like coming out to the surface now. It's kind of what it feels like anyway. It's like the me that's been hiding under this sensation or trapped under it, be out of protection. Like that's why we kind of shut sensation down sometimes. Like that feels scary, that's a threat, let's protect. And then when we allow it to move, it feels like a me that's been missing, a piece of my puzzle can like lock into place. And that's that body felt sense of like interpretation happening, but from the body felt sense, not from the mind. And it does feel like real parts of ourselves, like our missing puzzle pieces. Like we've had this puzzle of ourselves, and you know how it's so frustrating when there's like missing puzzle pieces, and you're like, I never feel quite whole. And like that sense, like you feel it too when you do a puzzle, And you get to the very end and you're like, shit, there's a missing piece, or worse, multiple missing pieces. And you're like, oh, what'd the cats do with it? Did they, or is it under this couch cushion? And sometimes you just never find it for the longest time. And so it feels so good though when you do find it and it locks into place. It's like this, have you ever felt that with a puzzle? It's a real feeling. And I feel like that's like what happens in our bodies when we can allow this sensation, the thing that's always wanted to complete, to grow, to like come into our awareness and be felt fully. And the other piece of this that came to me that I'm coming back to now is like the compassion piece, the self-compassion. That just, I feel like it's tethered to the puzzle piece. It's like the bridge. I'm picturing like this string that's tying like the end, like the crescendo of that sensation, when we allow it to grow, to become bigger in our awareness by placing our awareness into it. Like that is like threaded, tethered to the missing puzzle piece. So it's almost like that crescendo, like you can then see the puzzle piece like being pulled up from the depths, like from the end of that string, like they're tethered together through compassion is the string, is the tether. Isn't that weird? Never thought of that before, but it feels true. Like whenever I feel that growing sensation, because I'm allowing it, the allowing feels like, oh, I'm finally showing myself some care, some self-love, some self-compassion to allow myself to feel it because I trust. I think the compassion and self-love comes in because somewhere in there, I know I trust myself enough to feel it fully and not run away. Like I can do hard things and like I will not implode or explode or perish, So there's like a compassion, self-love, self-trust thing that's like very much tethered to this whole process, if you want to call it that, that then helps that puzzle piece emerge up from the depths and lock into place. Like it's like we're going on a rescue mission for those parts of ourselves we've kept locked away in protection. And then when we feel the thing that once felt scary, like the thing that we never wanted to feel again because it was scary at one point in time, and that's when we locked that little person away and said, no, I'll take care of you, or don't have to feel that anymore. Like, and then it's like when we allow ourselves to feel it, this is what I feel over and over. It's like, I swear, this is like my personal map. I see it with other people too. Like, this is how it works. Then feel it fully. And then that part that was protected, it just feels like protection isn't needed anymore. So it can emerge and lock into place. And then I want to go on a rescue mission for all my parts that I've locked away, And so I've been working on that a lot lately with some of the ones that are locked real deep. So that's another reason why I feel especially tender lately, which is beautiful. I love it. Even it's like the hard stuff is also the most beautiful stuff. So I'm here for it. Yeah, so that's where it takes me. What about you? These are getting intense in a good way. Bye.